Recently I went back to something that you mentioned earlier in one of the statements, Money and You.
Mm-hmm.
DC Cordova and
Sure.
I are friends, and many others there. And I went back this last weekend to revisit some of it, and the principles that came from Buckminster Fuller, and how we are really here to serve humanity, and that it's really all one, and that's what Lester, of course, and the great saints and sages and masters all teach this. And it just takes us a little while to,
Mm-hmm.
we have to get on our golden motorcycle and find our way back to the place we're supposed to be giving it. But how did Money and You impact your life, and what happened there?
Well, it came into my life when I was rather young. I think I was in one of Marshall's first seminars in Berkeley, up in Vermont and New Hampshire. And I was really in my head. I was really trying to impress people. And I was pretty good at it, so I got away with it. And one of the things Marshall called me on in the middle of the training was that I was a star trying to be a star. And he said, "You're trying to be a star is getting away with the natural star that you are." So that was a huge, huge impact. Then we played something called the blocks game, which I'm sure you remember. Mm-hmm. And what I began to realize from that game was that anytime someone didn't get what I was presenting, I got angry. And instead of just being neutral, like letting go and releasing, as we talked about with the Zona method, which now I do, and okay, that doesn't work, how about this? That doesn't work, how about this? And just kind of work with flowing with it. Yeah, instead of like getting attached to one thing and then getting upset, probably because when I was a kid, if I didn't do it perfectly, I got in trouble, would be my guess. But I learned from that to cooperate rather than to compete, that it's an unlimited pie, that I learned about time management, I learned about agreements and how important they were, and integrity, and I mean it was a huge, huge, huge quantum leap experience for me, Money and You, and it's evolved since then, under Marshall and later DC and all the people that have gone through it. And you look at almost anyone in the human potential movement that's out there that's big, whether it's Tony Robbins or myself or Mark Victor Hansen or David Bach, or you go right down the list, they all took Money and You.
Yeah, it's very, very powerful, because what you're doing is you're applying the principles that work into business, and it really creates a win-win-win,
That's
win-win-win.
a pentagonal